That is an oops. Apparently when I stopped the tractor somehow I splashed my lovely wife. But she looks impressed, so it's not too bad. Alright, so we're making a barnyard, getting ready for today. Frost is mostly out. It's got this all cleaned up there. It's all flat rock. Just getting them to fish a few of the big rocks out of there. It's raining, of course, and the camera's getting wet. Anyway, he's fishing some of the bigger, nicer rocks out. We're just going to set them into the side here for now. And then we'll get the rest of this area all cleaned out. So really looking forward to getting this barnyard set up. There, a rock like that's kind of neat looking, right? It'd be nice in a flower bed, maybe. And there you can see the rock, flat rock, same as under our house. It's kind of like a concrete pad. There's a few chips and stuff on top yet. That'll eventually get wore off. So we'll move all this stuff. Here's got a bigger rock. Camera's getting awfully wet, so I won't carry on forever. But we're going to throw a fence through here, right in line here someplace, out. This laneway will stay, he'll clean all that up as well. And that just runs back down into here. Eventually, probably have some pastures or something. But nothing planned right now. Anyway, big outside pen. And then we're going to make an outside pen area on this side as well. And we'll let them play for a while. I got to get some of that stuff cleaned up, the wood there. Give them some room to work. You see the topsoil's not very deep here either. 7 or 8 inches or so. That's that big rock I was just looking at. Probably won't look as pretty when he's done with it, all full of scratches. Said there was still a little bit of frozen dirt in there as well, so I don't know, do the best we can today anyway. If a little bit of stuff stays there is okay, as long as the main rocks and trees are out of here, then we can get the cows in. Well, sheep will be in this one. I'll get Wes to clean some of this up. We had a pile going down there from last year when we did the barnyard, so we'll just get it to spread it out over there and get it out of here. Hopefully that'll save the high hole some time too, because this bucket's only so big and he has to keep transferring it, right? So this is the hardest part, is getting it scraped loose. I found it was really hard on the tractors, which is why I'm getting him to do it. He gets roots like this that are down into the cracks. There's cracks in the flat rock. That's pretty hard on the tractor. So anyway, I gotta get that wood cleaned up. We'll let him play for a while and then we'll take a look later. All right, the rainy day continues. It's still, I don't know if you can make it out. It's just kind of slight mist now, but it's just a wet, dreary day. Anyway, we got lots done here. Oh, zoom back. Here we go. So I got myself a big barnyard. I love the fact it looks like it's cemented, and God did that for us once upon a time. I don't know how long ago. Well, I guess creation. I'm assuming this has been here since then. Although there is evidence to suggest this was the bottom of a lake one day. I've told you that before. We find coral up on top of this ridge lots. So at one point or other this was underwater, and I would assume that would be the flood. Anyway, I cleaned a little bit of this lane. We were bringing lots of dirt down there. This will be where I'm coming in, and we'll be able to feed the cows and stuff in here, or goats or whatever we're putting in. And got a big barnyard, which I'm very happy with. It's gonna look good. It's neat, eh? You do have cracks in here, so cleaning out. Well, the first few times I'll scrape the tops off a little bit, I guess. Probably be a few of this stuff, this loose stuff. But after that, it's more or less hard. Piled a big bunch of it here. Hopefully it doesn't kill too many of the trees. We kind of want the windbreak in here. And then I did pile a bunch here just from the laneway. I may move that again yet, I don't know. But a bunch behind the trees we did as well. So this is nice. We'll have 2 runs coming out from the barn there. I'm zoomed out, so it actually looks bigger than it is, maybe. But that's okay. 2 runs there, and then there'll be 1 big run here. And we were gonna stop at the edge of the barn, but I ended up going all the way through. Looks like he left that bale standing right there. Still worked around it. This was the hog pen last year. I don't know if you recall that or not. This pile, I don't know, I may or may not flatten some of this out. I mean, it's okay to stay. Originally we were gonna go in here and across, and then I thought, you know what, why don't we just make it longer? And I'll have a nice straight run here along the side. And the other side, it'll be real nice. And it's higher up here, or climbing. You can see it's higher there, and then it drops down to here, and then it drops down again. So it'll keep the cows dry. If I put them in here next year, they can stay up on this higher portion. So right now I got him stacking manure up there. He's piling that all up, and hopefully that'll let that all rot. We've got that pile to do, and we've got another one. Oh yeah, he dumped a bunch in here too. Told him to leave this little tree. That's good. I like it. So we're gonna get some posts on here, a nice straight run along the side here. It's awesome. Very good. And then another laneway coming in this side. So piling all that stuff up. And I'm gonna do that pile over there too, where the cows are on. We'll heap it all up and let it rot. And then later in the year we can spread it all out as manure. Very good. Where he's heading, no, he's scraping here. There is some rocks behind him. I told him to watch out for that, so hopefully he remembers. I don't want too many rocks in a manure spreader. And there's strings in there too, unfortunately. The cows were never supposed to eat here in the first place, so they have kind of made a bit of a mess. But I see Mabel in there. Seems like she's acting a little funny again. She'll be calving soon. I don't know when yet, but soon. Good afternoon. We've been, oh look at that, the dogs are coming to. That's funny, they were just up at the house. Anyway, we've been working on the house, and I had the hi-ho here to do the barnyard, also to pile up the manure, and I wanted a ditch done here, so we're out in the field. And this here particular area, I'll show you, but it's, I don't know if you remember or not, but this was also a very wet hole. So we did ditching through here, and then along here to this old ditch that was in these trees, and then it runs all the way down to the creek. But this here, the land kind of comes up here, and it's kind of the lowest point here, and that all slopes up there. And so this is always a wet soup hole. This was our lane that we used to drive down to get water from the creek. And I've been wanting to lift it up, basically. So I tried with the plow to make myself a bit of a ditch on either side of the lane here. Anyway, so I got the hi-ho in here because that wasn't working very well. I got him in to dig a hole. So we have quite a trench now. And just look at all the water pouring out of the field, or out of the bush. It's all the way along like that. Just pouring in. Now part of the ditch is filling up already. We got lots of silt in here, you can see. So I think that's one reason we kind of went this deep as well, because it is filling up and sloughing off. You can see it down there too, the sides are coming in. So this goes all the way to the creek. I actually haven't seen down there yet. I just kind of told them where I want it. There was also a whole bunch of tree growth here. Last year I had Ben cut pretty much right from the dogs this way. I had him cut with a chainsaw, a lot of these small trees, little saplings and stuff like that. And now I got the hi-ho to finish it over there and then dig this trench. So I gotta take a walk over there because, like I said, I haven't seen that. We've been driving over here because this was full of trees. So now we pushed it back. There's an old fence in here, and I just kind of pushed the field back to the fence. Other than I told him to leave all the big trees. So like here, he jogged out because there's a bunch of big trees. We'll just leave them alone for now. Maybe one day we'll cut them. I don't know. They're there. So, and then here, I tried with the tractor to get that water to flow down into that ditch as well, and we were just working in there with shovels. So it is moving. I got to disc this whole field flat, other than the little ditches that we've put in, and then I'll probably redo some of those, and then we'll seed our crop this year. Obviously I can't get on here for a while yet. She's pretty wet. There's progress. I love progress. I just love it. Things are dry. A lot drier than last year. Last year was a soup hole. We just had 2 days of rain. 2 days. Like pouring rain. And field's pretty dry. I'm really happy with that. So a lot of people claim you can't, A, you can't do anything, or B, you have to put field tile in to get something done. And I disagree. Even in a flat area, if you can just have something that's a hair lower than the rest, then that surface water can get away. It doesn't have to be a deep, deep ditch. In this case, we dug a deep ditch, but you don't necessarily need a deep ditch. You need something that's lower than the land. And then you can throw multiples of them in there, and the water can disappear. Mine's all running. She's running to the creek and making my land dry. Now, right now, the corner here, I'll show you, in the corner of the field is flooded again. Way over there, we got ourselves a lake. It's probably 8 inches deep, I'm guessing. And that's just the lowest point of our field. And the creek is swollen. So that's disappeared already 3 times this year. But now with all that rain, the creek level is way up, and then of course floods the corner of the field again. Now, having said that, it's an extremely fertile area as well, so I think it leaves a lot of silt behind. And so we're not going to complain about that. It's just going to disappear again. And we'll get lots of hay off that corner. When we first moved here, there was beaver dams in the way, and we weren't actually able to farm that corner because it was way too wet. Last year we cut a lot of bales, almost, well, I can't remember the exact number, but it was a lot of bales just off that corner. I guess I'm pointing in the wrong direction. Up in the sky, down here. So yeah, I'm gonna walk down to the end and have a look, see what that looks like. Yeah. Alright, we're getting close to the creek. So there was a fence there. I took most of the cedar rails out of the way. And then we could always place them back again one day, but that creek is very, very high right now. So whenever that goes down, this water will disappear too, but it's still running here. As it is. And you can see the water in the bush here too yet. There's a big puddle. So that water can now flow into here when this is gone. Like I said, I love progress. It's good. Every year a little. Let's keep plugging away. And I think that's a good tip for anybody's homestead. Don't get discouraged. There's so much to do. You know, this is a raw piece of land. Other than the fact that there was some cleared acres, it was very much raw, and it takes a lot of work. Every day we just pour more in. Every day, on and on and on, and slowly but surely things take shape. So don't get discouraged. You'll get there. Just keep plugging away at her. All right, there's the end of her. So this isn't moving anymore now. It's just adding to it. And then this is our creek. Eventually the muddy aspect of it disappeared. We were just walking in here, but it is extremely swollen right now. Normally speaking, we can walk right across here, 5-6 inches deep. I'm guessing right now it is probably 2 or 3 feet deep. What do you think? Something like that? Probably more. Yeah, it's a lot of water. Yeah, because even that little steel stake is normally all the way out. Like there's rocks piled underneath it, and I would say it's got to be 4 feet above the rocks, and then there's rocks that stick out yet. So yeah, probably 3 feet of water at least. So this was our lane to cross. We opened that up, if you remember from past videos, and that's how we get into the other field. And then this has just been erosion. There's a big hole in here now, and so now the water stopped because he's got it going the other way. But it was all pouring in here. Yeah, so that water there, you can see a line. That's still going to have to do something about that. And it'll probably run back into here again. It might fill this full of rocks so we don't lose more. That's how deep it is here. Yeah, and it's normally dry to about that stick across. So it's definitely up high. So yeah, I might run that water into this side, and then we can drive through in between here on dry land still. I think that'll work. And that's kind of a ditch that we threw in with the plow. Runs all the way up there on the top. If we can take the field water from that side, run into this ditch and gone, and the bush water from that side into that ditch and gone, then we should be able to drive through here on dry land. And it'll just be grass. We'll still crop it, but it'll be dry and it won't turn into such a mud hole like it is right now.